Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another Maker interview. For this episode, we're thrilled to share with you a little chat we had with Alan from the YouTube channel, The Woodworking Junkie. It was great getting to know a little bit more about Alan, and especially why he likes to add that comedic fun to a lot of his videos. Remember, if you don't have the time to watch the full video interview, you can always check out the podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, or on our website, always under the title, The Maker's View. So without further ado, let's get to know a little bit more about Alan from The Woodworking Junkie. Hey Alan, how you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Good. As we start every interview, I want to give you a chance to do a little introduction for yourself. So what would you like to tell everybody watching?
My name's Alan Robinson. I run the Woodworking Junkie out here in Stratford, Ontario. I have a beautiful wife and 3 beautiful children, and that's about it.
Sweet. All right, I want to start off with these questions we're going to go over. I want to take a trip down memory lane real quick with you. So when did woodworking start for you?
I'm fairly new to this game. It's been about 2.5 years now, and I got into it kind of out of necessity, actually. I've never known any makers. I didn't even know this community existed. I had to buy a garbage box because raccoons kept getting into my garbage. And I remember going to the store, and those black flimsy plastic ones they have there.
Yeah.
I went to pick one of those up, and the lid was kind of hanging off it. Piece of crap, more or less. So I thought, no, I'm not buying that. And I started heading out the door, and I see all these 2x4s that they had on sale there. And I thought, maybe I could just make one. Why not try? So
right.
I took a bunch of 2x4s home, not knowing I would need some plywood at first. I took a bunch of 2x4s home, borrowed a couple tools from a friend, and that first cut into the first 2x4, the smell you get off of lumber?
Yeah.
That smell was just magic to me. It was from that moment right there forward, I've been hooked. You know what I mean?
Sweet.
Like, fantastic.
All right. Awesome. All right, since your channel's titled The Woodworking Junkie, not a real junkie, what would you say is so addicting about woodworking?
I'd have to say every aspect. A woodworking project, like making a video, like making anything, it's extremely addicting. Once I start something, I can't stop until it's done. And to me, that's addiction, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, it goes with every single thing I do in life. I can't take breaks when I start something. Like, just yesterday, I had an idea for a video. I literally came running home, and I didn't stop until 3 a.m. until it was done, knowing I had to get up early for this interview. But I couldn't stop myself. I had to finish the project.
Yeah, sounds like an addiction to me.
It is for me. I guess at least it's a healthy addiction.
Yeah. All right, do you have any advice for someone who is brand new to woodworking?
I have advice if you are brand new to woodworking and you don't know anybody who can teach you. I mean, I've heard a lot of guys say, I learned from my father when I was a kid, or I learned in shop back in high school. I mean, I didn't have any of that. The way I learned was YouTube, which, again, made me addicted to YouTube as well. But, there's some great channels out there you can go and you just binge watch like absolute crazy. Like Steve Ramsey, ones like that. They'll help you out a lot.
Yeah, I agree. So you mentioned YouTube. What about the YouTube side of things? What made you want to start doing that?
Just like woodworking, I love making films. YouTube it's a great platform to get your films out there. It doesn't cost you anything. I love the communities. I've absolutely fallen in love with the woodworking community online. The woodworking community has blown me away. I didn't know it existed when I put up my first video. Like, I didn't know there was like 1,000 small channels out there of great people. And, there's no going back at this point.
All right, your videos, especially your videos, are oftentimes made with a level of humor behind them. That's not common for the type of videos that most people like us and other makers make. So why did you decide to go that route?
I decided to go that route because my channel is me. Sometimes I have trouble deciding if the man I'm watching on screen is the man he is. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Sorry. I'd love to see a channel that does vlogs between their builds or does comedic videos between their builds, so you really get to know the builder. A really good behind the scenes in a sense. So I try to put everything I can in my life into my videos, everywhere from vlogs to, comedy videos and, different holiday videos and anything I can do, really.
All right. Cool. So on top of that, then, what kind of things inspire your projects?
Everything inspires my project. The people I watch on YouTube inspire my projects. You inspire my projects. Just yesterday, I was at work and I was listening to Pulp Fiction on my headphones, and I didn't plan to take the Dramatic Log Cut Challenge for another couple of weeks, and I just suddenly had that vision in my head of doing Ezekiel 25:17 to a log instead of a human being, and that was it for me. So just that one song inspired me enough to go running home and bang out 8 hours of footage and editing. You know what I mean?
Awesome. All right. What do you see for the future of your channel and your content?
The future is questionable for me. I would love to make a living on YouTube. I wouldn't lie about that. I love making films enough that, you get paid to do what you love, then you're never going to work, right?
Right.
But, with my content and the way the woodworking community is, I don't believe my channel, the way it is, would ever, make it as a living. So I'm just going to keep doing exactly what I do, though. I already have a good job, and it's just going to stay exactly as it is. But I hope it improves as time goes on.
Yeah. I think most people would love it if you just kept it how it is, because that's why everybody likes you.
Yeah, I can't commercialize my channel in a sense. I got T-shirts and Patreon and things like that, but, you'll never make a living doing that. I can't see a commercial popping up in the middle of my videos. It wouldn't look right.
People might like that comedic shtick, though, in there.
You see what happens, 100,000 subscribers from now.
All right, what are your thoughts? You mentioned it a little bit ago, but what can you give us a little bit more thoughts on how you view the maker or woodworking community as a whole?
How I view the maker or the woodworking community as a whole. The woodworking community or the makers themselves are the most giving people you could ever possibly meet, and they're also some of the funniest people you will ever possibly meet. If you see people like William Lutz or Jason McGinn or JP Woodworks, Chris Cute, I could name them off all day. They're all hilarious. They all make me smile all day, every day. I mean, I absolutely love those guys. And they'll literally give you the shirt off their back. They're just that kind of person, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Of all your videos, which one is your favorite that you've made?
My favorite video is a video likely most of you have not seen. It is on my channel. It's called Frustration in Woodworking. It's one of the first videos I did, maybe a month into my channel. It was my first comedic woodworking video, the first video I did where I didn't actually do any woodworking. There's some questionable content in it. I didn't have much of an audience, so I didn't have to really worry about it. It's only one scene, but the feeling I got from making that video was like the day I realized I can do funny stuff and stuff that I find to be fun on a Wednesday, you know what I mean? Rather than just doing a whole build video over a weekend. From that point forward, that was the day where I just became a wacky, weird channel. Because my first couple build videos couldn't have been more serious. I would literally sit there like this in front of the camera and be like, "Hi guys, welcome to the show. Let's go measure some wood and cut it. Thank you." And that was the time where I finally was like, okay, this is going to be fun. What am I doing? I'm not trying to be a different channel. I'm going to be me now. You know what I mean?
Right. Hey, I'm going to have to go check that out because I don't think I have seen it.
Frustration in Woodworking.
All right.
It's got terrible quality, by the way.
Hey.
I didn't know how to film
it. They all are
it.
when you start out.
I was actually thinking I should refilm that, like completely reboot that whole episode, word for word, but redo it now that I know what I'm doing a little better.
All right, next one. What's your favorite tool and why?
The impossible question. If I absolutely have to pick, like you hold a gun to my head and you say, "Give me your favorite tool." My favorite tool, I guess, would have to be my table saw, because my table saw can do so much for me. It's also a tank that since the day I bought it, it's the only tool I have that has never given me any trouble, never had any setup time, never have any tuning time. You know, once a month I have to shove a square up against it and it's still always square. You know, the table saw.
Hey, that seems to be the common answer.
It really
and I think most people would agree. Yeah,
except for James Wright.
Right.
James Wright is wrong.
All right. We want to give everyone we interview an opportunity to give a little love back to the maker or woodworking community. So what are some channels that you'd like to let other people know about?
Guys, my favorite channels, I tend to gravitate towards smaller channels. Like I was saying earlier, when I discovered this community even existed and there was all these small channels, I became hooked on watching small channels as opposed to big channels. But I'd say the smaller channels, it's my favorite channel I watch almost every day, is Make the First Cut with Chris Cute. I absolutely love that guy. I find him absolutely hilarious, and he's also the nicest man you'll ever meet. I mean, he'll if you need something, he'll literally give you anything. I mean, he's the nicest man on the planet. As far as big channels go, my favorite channel has always been John Heiss. I'm sure that's no secret to anybody.
Yeah.
There's just so many other channels out there. It's hard not to leave anybody else. The favorite channel I've recently discovered, I really like Eloy over at Escajada Woodworking. I love a channel that can be a storyteller as well. That man is an amazing storyteller. I want to collab with him. It's nothing set in stone, but I would love it if he would tell a story on my channel. He does a fantastic job.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know. Chris Cute? I haven't ever seen that channel.
It's called Make the First Cut. Chris Cute. That guy's amazing.
I'm gonna have to check that out. How did I not?
Oh, you can.
How did I not know about it?
It's not that small by any means. He's got like 1,500 subscribers or so. But he's one of the first guys I met in the community as well. It's Jason McGinn that actually brought me in. He found that frustration in woodworking shortly after I made it, and he contacted me. He's like, "Dude, you got to be on Maritime Makers. I haven't seen a funny woodworker ever." I was like, "What?" Yeah, and Chris Cute happened to be in the room when I entered.
Cool.
Awesome guy. Very awesome guy.
Sweet. And I 100% agree with you on Eloy, since I know who he is.
Oh, Eloy's fantastic. I mean, I could sit here and rattle off about 30 different names of channels I've been talking to recently, and you guys know who you are, but that would take me all day. We only have 20 minutes.
Yep. All right, lastly, where can people find you online?
You guys can literally find me anywhere. I've not tried to hide myself. You can even find my address and come here and harass me. You can find me on Facebook under the Woodworking Junkie, Instagram under the Woodworking Junkie, Twitter, I'm at Shecky113. It's my old Twitter handle from when I was a comic book reading geek. Of course, YouTube, the Woodworking Junkie. I think that's it.
Hey.
What other social networks are there? If there is any, I'm on them.
Yeah.
Pinterest, you can find me, the Woodworking Junkie. They're everywhere.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, it's been a good time getting to talk to you and get to know you a little better.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, that's it, man. Take care.
You too. Thanks a lot.
We hope you guys enjoyed this interview and getting to know a little bit more about Alan. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and then share the video around so more people can get to know a little bit more about him. Also, if you haven't already, head on over to Alan's channel, The Woodworking Junkie, and hit that subscribe button and check out some of his videos. We really think you'll like them. As always, anything talked about in this interview will be in the description or in the show notes for the podcast. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.